trying to beat the team that's like the team that won the event. So Zacian, Groudon, Grimmsnarl, Incineroar, Zard, you know, and whatever that last Pokemon is, right? So that's what we're gonna be trying to do here. Is we're gonna be trying to like flowchart a team that can beat that. And I've already made the team the way that I want it. But what we have to do is like kind of condition them into doing what we want and finding, and it's really hard to find ways to like break metas once they're established, but this is where the fun part of Pokemon comes in. I think this is where Pokemon can be a lot of fun and really interesting, is because now that we have a meta, like if everyone's going to run Zacian, Groudon, Grimm, Incin type stuff like that, there are always ways to beat things. So for example, I really do think that like Falinks can be a really good mon in this meta. Just because Falinks has Defiant, right? So it's really hard to bring the Incins. But if you get the No Retreat off, and you pair it with Speed Control from like Regieleki using Electro Webs and Giga Impacts going for max strikes, you can actually outspeed their Zacian, and at +1 or +2, you can just KO the Zacian with this guy. So Falinks is a really good anti-meta check, because it also will outspeed the Zard after a +1. This set specifically is made to outspeed Genie, so it also outspeeds Thundurus. So I think Falinks is a really good like anti-meta pick for the popular, you know, hot dog, Zard, Zacian, Groudon type teams. I also like that we're using Venusaur. I want to condition them into using Zard just a little bit more, so I can come with like Falinks, Lecky, and Calyrex. Also, a cool thing about this team is this Calyrex is spexed with Indeedee, so actually, if they were to lead like Zard anything, even Zard Groudon, you could actually just go like Calyrex, Indeedee, Helping Hand, Specs, Expanding Force, Oko's Max Zard in one hit. So it's a pretty cool little flowchart that we're going to be trying to execute today and trying to like clean up the flowchart. Another thing that we want to do a lot of the time is going to go like Indeedee Falinks, go, what is it? We're going to go Follow Me, and then No Retreat. They're going to KO the Indeedee, and then Falinks outspeeds a Zard unless they Airstream. And if they do Airstream, we still have Lecky to come out after they KO, apply the Electro Web and the KO with Falinks. So we're actually in a really good spot. Like I've theory crafted this lead on the way back from from Salt Lake, and I think that there is definitely a way for this team to do well against the standard Zard Zacian teams. And you may be thinking like, why aren't you preparing for any other matchups? What if you fight Kyogre? What if you fight Calyrex? To be honest, like I'm kind of just looking to fight against Zard Zacian with this. Yo, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. And so I think that like this team has the potential to be really good. I think Raikou is a cool Pokemon as well. Someone was just talking about Raikou. But yeah, we'll see if we fight any Zard Zacians. It is the team that just won the tournament. It got 2 teams in the top 4. We're using those same 6. So I think that like this is a good idea for learning how to like theory craft to beat them. So let's go play some games. So that's basically what we want to fight in the first game. I'm surprised to see the Dusclops, but basically it. So we go Groudon, Zacian, Venu, Indeedee, Dusclops, Zard. Alright, so the first thing you want to see when you're looking at notes is you want to see if there's any fake out users. And the only answer is on Indeedee, so no. The second thing you want to do is like start to find like synergies. So you want to like link things, and you want to link things that go together. So like Groudon and Venu go together, right? Indeedee and Venu go together. Zacian and Zard go together. And so you see what's the common denominator in those type of things, and the answer is actually Groudon, because Groudon also goes with Zard. So that means for them to use most of what their team does, they have to bring the Groudon. So we want to execute a team that pins the Groudon. So I actually think that Indeedee Calyrex is probably best. I want to go more Falinks, but I would like to go more Falinks in these games, but there's no Intimidator, so I don't have to. Someone asking why the Electro doesn't have Sash. Very good question. Actually, let's think about that. The Alecki is really good, but, you know, I'm still going to bring it. The reason why you want the Alecki is so you can revenge KO them and actually outspeed them after they get their boost. We're just going to bring our Groudon in our last spot because I ran out of time. So this is the part where I think I'm going to start writing down my mons. So I went with Indeedee. And I went Cali. And I always go like this. I know you guys can't realistically see this, but this is how I like to just take my notes. But yeah, you don't need Sash. Alright, so Dusclops Indeedee. Awesome. Awesome. So let's actually think about what I want to do here. The question is, like, do we think that that's Shadow Ball Indeedee? That's the question. Do we think that that's Shadow Ball or not? I also don't know if we can get the KO with... Alright, Seeds. Yeah, Shadow Ball is hard. It would probably get the KO on this Calyrex spread, but I don't know if Specs Astral will actually get the KO on the Dusclops. I'm just going to go for the Follow Me right now. I actually wonder if we can get the KO with the Expanding Force. Reason for Scarf and Alecki to outspeed Zards after they KO our Indeedee. So, like, if they KO'd our Indeedee, we'd be able to redirect them into Airstreaming that slot, and then we would actually come up with Alecki and still check their Zard. It's also good against, like, Ogre and stuff like that. I'm just going to go for the raw Astral. I think the Specs Astral is enough to KO the Dusclops, and if I'm wrong, we lose. That's basically it. Yeah. Protect Indeedee. Awesome. Follow Me and Astral. And we see Protect. So that means they don't have Shadow Ball probably. And they're gonna try and Trick Room. I don't know if this KOs Dusclops. I actually don't. So we're gonna see what happens. The Alecki's not fast enough with Sash. You have to be Scarfed in that situation. They don't. Alright, so we lost basically. We're probably gonna get the L. Is there anything I could realistically do here? I'm surprised they didn't KO. So I could have just went Helping Hand. So next matchup, we just want to write next time Helping Hand. Alright. Yeah, you don't need Alecki with Sash. It's not the right mon in this matchup. What do we realistically do here? I think I'm going to actually just protect my Indeedee. Because I don't want to KO anything right now. And I'm just going to switch in my Groudon. And we're just going to try and wait out their Trick Room. Alright. Because we actually don't want to KO them, and we don't want to give them a Pain Split target either. So next turn we'll switch out the Indeedee for Cali Shadow. Indeedee. Groudon. Okay. And they threw, I think, an Expanding in. Awesome. Expanding. Alright, Groudon doesn't really care. Yep, Groudon does not care. And what's the Klops doing? What did Klops use? Did anyone see what Klops used? I think he went for Pain Split, right? I think he went for Pain Split. Okay. Taunt, thank you. Okay, I didn't see Taunt. Thank you, thank you. We actually don't want to KO this Klops yet, because if they didn't show Pain Split, we actually don't have to KO it, like, at all. So we actually just want to waste their TR turns here. Alright. There's a taunt. It's fine. Respects anyways. Respects my authority out here. Show me expanding? Yep, cool. So you can see in this situation, like, just because they got up their TR, they're waiting for me to kill them. And I won't take the bait. And if anything, me doing that damage to that thing's really good. So they have 2 turns on Trick Room. So we just switch back in our Indeedee. And let's actually think about how we're going to do this with Groudon. See, I'm trying to catch the Zacian coming in. That's fine. We'll Precipice Blades this turn. So Indeedee. From other players' perspective, would you hard switch after getting up TR? That's what I did. Oh, they needed to. Yeah, they needed to switch. They were supposed to switch. Awesome. Vested Groudon busted. Crit my Indeedee, literally never lucky. Right through all my boosts. We missed our P-Blades, right? Never lucky. It's not the end of the world, though. Yeah, that's okay. This is the last turn of TR. We actually want to, like, save our Indeedee for the most part. So we can actually do, like... How do I word this? We need to switch in Shadow Rider and just fodder our Groudon, I think. Because we don't need Groudon for, like, anything here anymore. Because we're gonna need to be able to reapply the terrain. You just go for this. This is the last turn TR, so we're good. And then we'll go for an expanding force. Recent our entities, go for an expanding force and be in a good spot. Note that we haven't shown our last Pokemon. That's on purpose. Remember, this is a top 1,000 player, by the way. Protect is on cooldown. They're trying to use that to redirect. There's the taunt. Doesn't matter. This is so good for us. This is actually just so good for us. Alright. It doesn't matter. If we KO this Guscops, it really doesn't matter to us. Another miss. 0-2 for P-Blades. P-Blades 0-2. Well, oh well. Alright. So, if you could see right here, though, I'm taunted. There's one turn left of Sun. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go for the absolutely massive expand these forces. And we're just going to hard switch in our Entity. And we're basically right back where we started. Yes, our Groudon took a lot more damage, but we're going to get a +2 boost. The scoop, they got it. We got it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So the one things that we want to take away from that game, the cool thing about how I take my notes as well is you can see every single turn that happens. You can see the lead options. You can see when I switch and how that works. And then from there, we also write down the things that we need to like focus on making like next game better. So we focused on like we missed 2 P-Blades, but we would have hit those, would have been a different game. And then we also focused on like next time we see that lead, just go for the helping hand. If we helping hand, we kill the Dusclops turn 1, we get the boost on the Cali Shadow, and then we win the game, right? So we ended up winning that game and took really good notes. So good stuff. Great first game. We came back from behind and we're able to like level up and learn a little bit more. Why they quit? Literally, Cali Shadow was right about to get a +2 boost, right? Cali Shadow was going to get a +2 boost. Cali Shadow outspeeds their whole team, right? Cali Shadow outspeeds every one of their Pokemon. You give it the +2 boost, it wins. If their last Mon is Groudon and Venusaur, which it should be, or basically, I also want to talk about it like this. We talked about what we need to do to win those games. Mirko, GG, thank you for the tip. Remember how we went at the very top of the game and we said what their cores were together? So we saw like to use Groudon. Sorry, to use Venusaur, you have to use it with Groudon. To use Zard, you have to use it with Groudon, right? To use Indeedee, you have to do that with Dusclops, right? And so the way it works is, because we saw Indeedee Dusclops, that really cut out a bunch of the other cores, because you can't have Groudon, Zacian, and Zard, and Venu, while also bringing Indeedee Clops. So because they brought Indeedee Clops, we tunneled that into a board where their last 2 Mons have to be Groudon, Zacian. If their last 2 Mons are Groudon, Zacian, they can't beat the Shadow Rider after they get +2, which is why they scooped. They thought they were denying information, but in reality, they basically just told me they didn't have Venusaur, right? So, yo, we thank you for the raid. And so basically, I was able to deduce all of that, though, just by realizing what their common matchups were, and then pinning them together, kind of like a matching game, and seeing which Pokemon popped up the most in the matching game, and then being able to pin that thing is how you win the game. That's how taking correct notes work. So usually what I would do, I would just write down here like the things that I need to do in that matchup next time to make it just a little bit more polished. All right, not the matchup I thought I'd see. So again, I would say this is a bad matchup. This is my first time fighting this type of core. So we see Cali Ice. We see Dialga Thundy. We see Urshifu, Porygon, Riolu. Porygon, P2, Riolu. Alright, so the way this is going to work is we want to start matching our common cores here. So how is this going to work? I think all of these Mons work with Riolu, right? All of them, to an extent, work with Riolu. I think Cali Ice works good with Riolu, or with P2. I think Thundy works really well with Dialga, right? And so the common cores we have are the Dialga Thundy, the Cali P2, and the Riolu with everyone. So because I think we're going to see more of a lead like that, I think that the safest thing for me to do is actually still to go Indeedee Cali, because again, there's no Intimidator, so there's no reason to bring the Falinks. So I'm going to go Indeedee Cali. I'm going to bring my Groudon because it's my slow boy. I don't hate Falinks here. I realistically don't hate it, but I do think that if we can wait out Trick Rooms, Venusaur can come in and Sleep Powder things like the Dialga. So I'm going to bring the Venusaur, even though I don't necessarily think it's the right option. No, I'm bringing Lecky. Awesome. And we'll just try this again. You're not supposed to really be able to, so I'm explaining to you what to do with the notes. You don't need to be able to actually read them. You just need, so like right now, I'm talking about what my Pokemon are. I went with Indeedee, Cali. And then we're going to write down what their things are over on this side. So my team's over here, and we're going to make a list down for the turns, and their things are over here, and we'll go down. So we see Riolu Thundi, and that's one of the cores that we circled, so we're going to circle that because we wrote it down. All right, so, and the side order that these are on matters, because it's when it also talks about, like, one sec. The side orders matter because when you switch out, like, basically, I'm going to be writing out every single turn that happens in this, on each side. And if something switches, it switches and is still on that side. So you can read this like a Pokemon Showdown replay. All right. So we're going to see big... I think we actually just win. Like, this is just expanding. Expand there. There's no dark types also other than the Urshi, so I don't really have to care. I wonder if I should go double expanding or just help. I think Helping Hand expanding will actually just get it. Yeah. So we're just going to go Expanding Force and Helping Hand it. If I can play the game right. So Helping Hand, oh my gosh. Helping Hand my Cali. Unless this is like a Sash Thundi, I think we got it. I don't care about your Riolu boost, bro. Alright. And then if they send out Urshifu here, we're going to be fine. So it's probably switching out Thundi for Urshi. That's going to be completely fine. We're just going to switch in Groudon probably. Porygon too, so it's gone. Alright, so you see also the Thundi switched out, so we have P2 on this side over here. And then P2 is going to be now taking over the slot order for this. So you'd write switch in the slot. And is that a protect? Cool. So we go Helping Hand. Helping Hand. Expanding Force. And the Riolu is going to get its Sash clocked. Actually, Riolu protected, sorry. Alright. The Porygon 2 almost ate it there. That's so good for us. We can just do the exact same thing, except for, I wonder if that's going to be... So the Riolu is going to go Copycat, right? We're going to see... I'm going to go, actually, with a Follow Me, because I think that would stop the TR, correct? Follow Me stops the TR in this situation, I think. And we're just going to Expanding again. If you have the Urshifu, you have Urshifu. By the way, they are not going to have Urshifu as their last slot, because that means they wouldn't have brought a Restricted to this. Which means they're going to have to bust out the Cali Ice or the Dialga at some point. Battle's canceled. Again, you're going to see that's another fast scoop. I also want to talk about this realistically. That's 2 early scoops that we've had shutting down Trick Room teams. But this is one of my good teams. And like this is the sort of stuff that I do when I'm testing. This is how like fast the games go when I'm testing. So what can we deduce from that matchup? We were able to scout 4 different lead options. Do you think people are sleeping on Swampert? No, I don't. Okay, Swampert is not as good as Gastrodon, my opinion. So there's 4 different leads. We talked about like Cali Ice P2. We talked about Dialga leading Thundi or Dialga leading Riolu. We talked about Thundi with Riolu, and then we talked about like basically like a different P2 lead. But basically, there were 3 to 4 main leads that we talked about, and we made a lead that covered all of them. Right? We made a lead that covered all of them at the same time. Yeah, thank you for the Prime sub. I really appreciate that. So what do we need to do to polish up that matchup? Flowchart the last mon in our team preview more correctly. So we won with Helping Hand, Indy, D, and Cali. The mons that I brought in the back were Indy, Cali, brought Groudon and Aleki. In the back, need better 4th mon in case of Urshifu Dark for a game 2 or 3. So I brought Lucky there, remember, because we timed out because I'm doing my notes. But what I really should have done is brought Falinks in the spot instead of a Lucky. I didn't really need to go faster, but what I did need is a Pokemon that could switch out to alleviate pressure from a Wicked Blow. So in reality, Falinks would have been a really, really good mon. So use Falinks. Awesome. Because the only thing that was a problem there is if we did see the Urshi, we didn't have a mon to switch out to if they KO'd our Entity. So it would have been really, really good to bring a Falinks in that situation. That's one of the reasons why Falinks is even in the team. It's a pretty good mon in the situation. What I get from these wins are people disrespecting your option of bringing Expanding Force. Pretty much. Alright, so that might be a Scarf Ogre, but it's also potentially looking like a Comfey policy proc. It's probably Comfort Policy Rock on the Kyurem, though. So Kyogre. Kyogre, Comfey. P2. Torkoal. Rilla. And Kyurem. Alright, so the common cores here are obviously going to be the Comfey and the Kyurem. We're going to see things like Rilla, P2. We could even see a Comfey P2 lead that's really more niche. We might be able to see a Kyogre Kyurem or even a Kyogre P2. So what we can actually see is that there's never a situation where they should be leading Torkoal, not against our team. There's also no Intimidators. So what we need to do is bring a team that can beat... Let me actually check and see if this Entity's 0 speed, because it actually really, really does matter. And it's not. So that means that they're going to be able to outspeed us. I really dislike this. Okay, we still have to go Entity, but I don't like where this one's going. Those are good. We have to still bring the Groudon. I don't want to. And I think you have to bring the Falinks here. I don't like this one. This one's going to be an L for us. But it is what it is. We're going to try and see what happens. This is a learning matchup. Basically, this just means that when we're done taking our notes here, this might be a situation where like, oh man, I forgot this Entity's not 0 speed, right? We should be using a 0 speed Entity. Really, really should be using a 0 speed Entity. Because that means if they lead Rilla, they get to take away our terrain, and we can't use expanding, and then we lose the game, right? Do you ever consider doing a collab video stream with someone like Clover Bells? I've not. I don't usually do collabs. Greedent. Wow, that's weird. So Comfey, Kyurem. Awesome. That's not a good lead, by the way, against this. So that means it's going to be Policy Kyurem, which means that the worst case scenario, we're going to get Protect Trick Roomed. There's also no Sash user on that team. So if they have Trick Room, it's gonna come out here. In this situation, I'm actually thinking about double tapping the Expanding Force instead of going for the Helping Hand. Just because I think that might be a Sash. If I get Trick Roomed, do I lose? If I were to go Helping Hand and pop off and they Trick Room, I don't think I lose, because I just think I follow me next turn. So actually, I will just go for the damage. So we're going to go for Helping Hand. And we're going to Expanding. And the one that you target matters. It matters a lot, because you don't want them switching in Rilla. I'll KO the Rilla. That means I'd be easier to use my Groudon in the back. Perfect. Helping Hand. Expanding Force. I usually write these scratch marks out 3 turns ahead. I think that something more comfortable and consistent would be better for Liverpool, though. I think that Greedent's cool, but I think even Lax is better at that point. So let's see. Let's see the Draining Kiss. Remember, Helping Hand goes before that. Yep, Draining Kiss, awesome. I think we're going to one-shot their Kyurem here. So it's a weakness policy, always write down policy. And we also want to do this thing where we circle their max turns. So Expanding Force, are you dead? Almost actually one-shot it. We heal the Comfey though, that's awesome. Comfey's down. So a scratch mark through the Comfey name. Write down 1, that's the order that it went down, so you can help read the showdown a little bit, or the replay a little bit better. Hailstorm. Perfect. I think this is okay. I'm really surprised that they're still alive, though. Like, to be honest, I'm really surprised they're still alive. In this situation, I don't think I brought any other things that are fast. Lecky would have been really good here. We still have Groudon, so we can just still go follow me and bring our Groudon out, because our team is really, really slow. That means it's a really, really bulky Kyurem. Falinks is... I actually think I might go for the no retreat play. Let me think about that. What are they going to bring out? Rilla? They're going to bring out Kyogre, so we want to bring out Falinks and save... Yeah, so I'll bring out Falinks. So Cali got KO'd 1. That's our first turn of max. Falinks. So I'm expecting maybe Rilla. Ogre would be weird here. There's a Rilla, it's almost like a play the game. Yeah, you want to bring Rilla to take away the terrain. So what we're going to do is we're going to go follow me and just max and get the KO. Awesome. Follow these. We don't even need to go for the, yeah, we're just going to max. I'll go for a Nook. Should still get the KO into the Kyurem. Grassy Guide shouldn't KO our Entity either. So we're going to go follow. And then we go max right down there, maxing, so you can keep track of your max turns, because there's no way to check that in game. You actually just have to keep track written down. So I always write max, and then I write like a 1, 2, circle it. I always circle it. So I like 1, 2, 3, and I circle it when their turns have actually passed. Yep, that's the right play. I actually don't have any other play to beat that unless I wanted to go protect that Entity and max guard. I don't know if they can one-shot my guy, though. And again, yeah, that's the right play. I don't know if I'm dead. Hey, good play. I couldn't actually outplay that. I want to talk about what I could have done in that situation that was different. You're like, he's obviously going to fake out your Entity. Okay, so what would have happened if, like, I go protect Entity max guard there, and he just takes out the Entity, which is the right play, right? If I go for a really, really defensive play to play around the fake out, I basically just lose if he takes the Entity out, because then the same exact pin happens. So in this situation, they're gonna get the win, but I didn't bring the right mon. I should not have brought Falinks in that situation. What I should have brought was Aleki. Aleki would have been able to basically make it so I could have just went Helping Hand and KO'd the Kyurem. So in this situation, you're like, that's no, you lost. Don't think about it like a loss. I think that people don't really internalize how important it is to find out in a testing game like this why you lost and what you could be doing to do it better. I already made this mistake. Well, I made this mistake earlier where I brought Falinks. I didn't bring Falinks, I brought Lecky, and I think that win tunneled me into bringing the wrong mon here. So what could I have done differently in that game? I read the leads, right? I thought that I would be able to KO the Kyurem. To be completely honest, I thought that I'd KO the Kyurem. That means it must be like full HP bulk. So like I'd like to be able to see the EVs. No, they're not going to show me. It's probably like full HP bulk, just to be able to have a better matchup versus Ogre. But what could I have done differently? Having Lecky in the back instead of Falinks would have won me the game back, because I could have just went Helping Hand, max the Aleki, and KO'd that. Also, Aleki would have been a really, really good mon to bring in that situation, because we KO the Kyurem. All they have left, they have the Rilla right there. If I have my Groudon, we check it because we have a Fire move. And their last mon's Ogre. What do they do against Max Lecky? So, yeah, bring Lecky over Falinks. Awesome. So we need to go with an Entity lead here, so we can go for the Follow Me to stop a copycat Trick Room play. I'm pretty sure we still KO the Dom Wings. Pretty sure we can KO the Cali as well. Mungus we can double up into, so I don't have a problem here with going like Entity Calyrex. I think it's just a really, really good lead in this situation. If we're talking about the things that we have, like synergy here, you have an Entity goes with Dawn Wings, Viper goes with almost all of them, Mungus goes good with Cali. We're never going to see a Torkoal lead. Also, Cali Dawn Wings is good. There's no Wide Guard. Lunala gets Wide Guard, Dawn Wings doesn't, so I don't have to respect those options. We're still bringing our Groudon because it's big vested. But then as for our last mon, we don't need to like outspeed anything with Regieleki. I think Falinks is probably better. It can't protect. You know, we actually want to bring any mon that can protect. And I think being able to protect, if they do get the Trick Room up, having one mon that can weave in and protect is just really good. So I'm going to bring the Venusaur, just because it can protect. Falinks and Regieleki can't. So let's go. So we'll go Entity Cali. If they go with a Liepard lead, I'm going to go Follow Me, Astral. That also stops the Liepard just hit me with like a foul play or something. So let's see what they want to do. I hope it's not a Liepard. Those are the diciest. Yeah, alright. Yeah, we'll see. Liepard. And Cali. Awesome. Didn't get a notification we're live. Well, we're live. So the way this is going to work is if you want to use Max Guard and then copycat it, if I click Follow Me, you don't get that play. And so if I can break your Liepard like this first turn, if I can break its Sash with an Astral, the next turn I can just go Helping Hand Astral, and I'll be able to kill the Cali probably. Awesome. So we're just going to go for the Follow Me here. And we're going to go for the Astral, and I'm just going to write this down. Awesome. And I want to see if they max Fake Out. Does not work in the Psychic terrain, my guy. Sorry about that. And so we do not have the boost. If they're Policy, we're sad. Because we probably won't KO. So maybe we could have just went for the Helping Hand. But again, that's a misplay. We're fighting someone who literally misplayed right now. Yeah, they're dead. Cool. KO 1. Viper's Sash broken. Cali +1 for me. And that's game. We won. Started VGC 2 like last year when I got this game. Had to get familiar with so many mechanics. So we do be taking those. And that's game though. I don't see a way to get out of this one. Use Astral again. Oh, the boy, huh? You got the boy out here. There's a lot of Prankster Copycat today, I would agree. We're going to go for the Helping Hand variant here, just because they might max the Torkoal. And we're faster than the Viper is. Yeah, battles cancel, we take those wins. So what could we have done differently there? Nothing. We had the perfect lead. That team's way too reactive. Dialga Ho-Oh, Spec, Regieleki, Galiciopod, and Grim. Okay, in this situation, Dialga is really problematic for basically everything that I want to do with, like, Cali, but it's not that problematic for Falinks. There's no Intimidators there, but I do think that, like, Falinks Indity is a good enough lead to try in this situation. Because the Regieleki also doesn't want to, like, mess with it. And then, like, we need to bring our Lecky in the back. Are we really just not going to bring Cali? That seems so criminal to not bring Cali to this matchup. But Groudon's really, really good. I think you have to bring the Groudon. Yeah, so we're just not going to bring Cali. It seems so criminal. I'm not a villain. I'm bringing my damn... No, like, see, this is such a hard situation here. Cali secures the KOs if we're ahead. But Groudon's a good switch in. And Groudon's an auto win versus Lecky. I'll bring the Cali, and I don't think it's right. How's that work? For game 1, I'd bring the Cali. I don't think it's right. So we're going to go Indity Falinks. And we're going to be going up against whatever they throw at us. I don't know if you bring Grim here, but we'll see how that works. Grim Spec. Alright, cool. Spec Grim. What does this knee even do? Will-O-Wisp? Not at my house. Yeah, it's just follow me, no retreat time. Follow me, no retreat. So let's just write it down. Me, no retreat. I kind of wish I brought my Groudon, because that Grim's going to set screens and I have Brick Break, so it sucks, but it's okay. You should be able to use no retreat multiple times. Yeah, like, Wisp screens? That's not good enough. It's not good enough. Let's see it. White screen, awesome. And Snarl, bro! That ain't it, Chief. My guy. That ain't the sauce last time I checked. So that's a +2 to attack. That's nutty. Yeah. We're big right now, actually. So, do I need to get any bigger? I don't actually need to get any bigger. Yeah, we can just go Helping Hand. No, I don't want to get the Helping Hand out yet. I'm going to go for the Follow Me one more time because I don't want to get Wisped. And I'm actually just going to Rock Slide and just wait because I want to catch the Ho-Oh on the switch in. Like, I'm not threatened at all by this board. Max. Cool. See, you don't have any way to get your speed control back, right? So, this is really good for me. Actually, you can go for a max, whatever, what is it, a max strike, but like more Falinks energy, you know? So let's see the reflect here. Darkness. Bro, I'm a Falinks! Not like this! Oh my gosh, this Falinks is about to be so crazy. And I still haven't even used max yet. Falinks nuts, man. People just aren't ready for my boy. Boom! Look at that. Look at that. Look at that damage. Foul play. Awesome. So we just got a free switch into our Shadow Rider. And I think Shadow Rider's probably the sauce here. Yeah, it's game. We won. Even if they want to like Sucker Punch or something, we can still have a Psychic Train. Yeah, we're so big right now. No give up, no retreat. Yeah, we don't even need to max. Like, we just have it. Like, look at this. Look at my boy. We're a +5, staying alive. Alright, so we're still going to Astral, I think. We're just going to Astral and probably just Rock Slide to catch the Ho on the switch. Alright, so we just write this down. 1. Yeah, we got time. Alright. Astral some of these. Some of those. GG's. Yeah, I scooped. Cool. Yeah, we take those. Yeah, we win. What could I have done differently? So, like, if that was a game 2 situation, that lead right there forced them into respecting Indity a little bit more. So now that we're forcing them to respect Indity, we might see a Ho-Oh lead. We might see just more overall damage going into the Indity. And so the couple ways that we can actually stop that is actually still going like Indity, but we can go Indity Shadow Rider because we're not going to see as much Grim. We're going to see a little more Ho-Oh Dialga, and we can just go for like big Astrals, big Helping Hand boosted moves with the Falinks in the back. Granted, didn't have Reflect? Yeah, I guess not. Even if it did, we still got those. So, game 2. We don't really need Falinks as much because they're not going to go as much AoE. So they're probably not going to go Lecky. I think they're probably going to go more like Ho-Oh Dialga. Respect their Ubers. So I would go game 2. I'd probably go Venusaur Groudon. We go Venu Groudon with Indity Shadow Rider in the back. Zern Zy. Oh my gosh. Zern Zygarde. What is this? Melodic. Oh, what even is this? Amung. Raichu and Sin. See, against like Incin, you usually want to go Falinks, but you don't want to go Falinks versus Zern. This is one of those weird games where like Venu Groudon's really good. Like Venu Groudon's like really, really good because you can just switch in the Indie to block the Fake Out and you can Spore the Zern, but then it is going to wake up and you're going to be behind. So I think in this exact situation, I don't think that I'm wrong in going Indie Cali because you can just follow me away from the Incin and just start popping those things in the mouth. But I don't know if you can't KO the Zern, you just lose. I think we're going to try and bring the Lecky because I don't know how fast that Zern is. And then I guess we have to bring Groudon, but I don't like Groudon here. I don't like this matchup. This is not... The way that you would beat this matchup is by going like 3-0 at a regional and not having to deal with it. But we're going to go Indity. So Indity Cali versus probably Zern Incin. That's my guess. And we're going to try and one-shot that Xerneas on the first turn. That's actually what we're going to try and one-shot the Xerneas on the first turn. Even if I trade, that's probably still good for me. Whoa, okay. Melodic Amoonguss. Now, there's two things can happen in this exact situation. It's either Sash Amoong or it's not. Right? That's basically it. So, do you guys think it's Sash? The Sash would be on the Raichu if it's not on anything else. I think I'm just going to, instead of going for the Helping Hand, I think I'm just going to double tap with Expanding. Like, double Expanding here. And I think that's probably going to be enough. Like, big Expanding energy. And if you want to switch in your Incin, like, switch in your Incin. I'll just switch out too. It's fine with me. Yeah, I think we just double Expanding to respect the Amoonguss here. But you know the Incense in there somewhere. You'll lose your Mons, though. And if I take my +1, I can just then max my Cali and start chunking with basically the same amount of damage that I had before. Cool. Protect Amoong. So let's see what this melodic has. Like, this is gonna do a lot. Specs expanding force with terrain. It's gonna chunk. Oh, he's gonna live. Hypnosis. The blind hypnosis turn 1 into my Cali. Are you fucking real? Yo. Oh my god. Never lucky. Ever in my life. It's okay though. This probably won't KO. I didn't want to KO there, so that's good. So we actually, like, we just go for a protect, and we just try and waste these sleep turns. If we can actually waste these sleep turns, we can still win the game. Okay. If we can take out the Amoonguss, we have a good matchup versus the Zern in the back with Venu. It doesn't have Flame Orb, guys. It's competitive, obviously. The fact that he outsped my Entity is kind of dumb, too. So I don't care if you Pollen Puff. I really don't, because like I can kill that thing with Shadow Rider when I wake up. I don't care if it recovers. It really doesn't matter. We can tap. Next time we just go for the Helping Hand boost and it's dead. They're Pollen Puffing too. It does not really matter that much. Spore, wow, not today. So we can switch in Venu here. And we have a good shot to wake up. Oh shit, I didn't bring it. That's fine. If I wake up, I wake up. I should have hit the melodic. They could switch and then Sin. That's such a bad play for me. Alright. Ugh! Never lucky! So second recover. You're basically trading this recover for a Spore on my Indie, which, like, it is what it is. This is gonna break your Amoonguss Sash, which is great. And my Cali's probably gonna wake up next turn, like, realistically. So we're gonna have a Sleep Entity. And I think we can KO the melodic from here. If we wake up. Are you really going to turn 1 blind hypnosis me into a... So we don't want that. We hard switch out the NDD for a Lecky here, and we just go for a protect. Oh shit, we don't protect. That's fine. I'll just win. I'd like to wake up, please. You can go with the Protect a Moon. Blind hypnosis again. I'm not even taking good notes this game either. It's my fault. I should take better notes when I'm losing. Protect a Moon. Yeah, they're going for the blind hypnosis back on my Cali, I think. Awesome. See that damage coming out. Oh, damn it. Cool, that's fine. That was a misplay from them. You can get all the accuracy boost you want, Chief. That ain't gonna do it. Alright, so we got the KO here with the Cali. Let's realistically think what we want to do here. What are they going to have in the back? We don't really need to bring Groudon for like any reason at all. It's like not even a good mon. Fine. This is the right play. If you're gonna switch out the Amoon to save like for an Incin, you can. Raichu, Lightning Rod, don't care. It'll die. Please switch in your Raichu. I don't give a shit. Yeah. That sucks. So we're gonna waste our Thunderbolt in the Amoonguss slot. Surprised they wanted to save Melodic at 1 as opposed to like saving their Amoonguss. I'm really surprised about that. We are going to get a +1 though here. So next turn, if we want, we can just double into that Incin. We can max our Shadow Rider and just max Strike. And then I'll also potentially pin the Zern. So like, ooh, they could pick up my Lucky this turn. If they send out Xerneas, I might just switch in the Entity, reactivate my terrain, and try and one-shot it. Oh, this is such a hard turn. No, we have to, like, max... I think we have to max the Lecky here. Do I want to max the Lecky or max my Cali? I don't care what happens. I want the speed drop on that Zern so I can win with Groudon, I think. I think you're fake outing my Lecky, which means I'm going to be able to get away with both these. I think +2 Expanding Force not in terrain plus the Max Strike should be enough to KO this Zern. Yep, awesome. So they're not hitting my Cali this turn, and the speed drop here is going to basically make it so we can always catch it. Yeah, we'll see. That's a bulky boy over there. But yeah, that speed drop's going to help a lot, I think. +2. Yeah, buddy, that's a +3. That's what I'm talking about. Awesome. And the last mon on the back's Melodic, so we don't have to care. Alright, so we're just going to Electric Terrain the Incin to block Max Hypnosis's, and we're just going to go for an Expanding Force, Fodder the Cali, and win the game with Groudon in the back. That was such a weird game. Yeah, battles canceled. We take those wins. Yeah, we got Blind Hypnosis turn 1. Take Better Notes is the freaking... Take Better Notes. That was pretty underwhelming. I basically stopped taking notes after I got Hypnosised. Like, yeah. We take those though. Alright, so let's talk about common cores here. Zashi and Ogre, obviously good. Ogre is good with Raichu. Ogre is good with every single one of these Pokemon. So that means we have to do big stuff to respect Ogre, but also like P2 is like really good with all the fake out users. You can also see a weird board where it's Zacian and P2, and the only time you would see that is if it's Ally Switch, right? So that means we have to respect fake outs. And again, our Entity does not underspeed that Rilla, so they can actually just lead Rilla and just take us to the Shadow Realm if they wanted to. The only things we would actually have to deal with Rilla in that situation would be like nothing really. We have to actually lead Venusaur in this game, and I don't want to, but we have to. So we have to go like Venusaur Cali with Indeedee and Falinks. And I'm not a fan of this lead, but the reason it has to work is we have to be able to Sleep Powder their teammate. I do not like the Venusaur here. I'll let that be known. I'm not a fan of the Venusaur here. But for like a game 1 situation, it's really, really good to go Venusaur Cali. There's so many different things can happen. If they lead with a Fake Out Mom, we can obviously switch out either our Cali or our Venusaur for Indeedee to power up the Expanding Force or make it so they can't Fake Out our Venusaur. But if we leave the Venusaur on and they don't leave the Fake Out user, just like this, they couldn't Lumberry it away because we have a Cali on the board. So this is actually an okay-ish lead for us. Like, look at that. And again, we also want to talk about this. Why is that Porygon 2 on the board? Is it Ally Switch? It might be. You guys think it's a vested Ogre or not? Download? Okay. We also have the Groudon. I think I'm going to switch in the Groudon and just go for the Spore. Sleep Powder, sorry. Yep, I think that's a fine play. Yeah, Falinks is awesome. So Groudon there. We go Sleep. So we have to hit the Sleep Powder. I want to see if it's Ally Switch. Max Kyogre. Holy PogChamp. I want to let this be known. If you're maxing your Ogre, you have to switch in the Groudon there to activate the Chlorophyll to make it so you actually outspeed the Ogre. Otherwise, they can set the Electric Terrain. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're still trying to hit the Electric Terrain. But like, I need to sleep this Porygon 2, otherwise I lose the game. Just throwing that out there. Ally Switch? Sleep Powder? Awesome, we can actually play the game. So write down Sleep 1. So Geyser. Awesome, that's fine. We basically got everything we needed to out of that matchup. It sucks that you hit my Groudon for that much in the sun. Oh my goodness, my poor little baby boy. Yo, big follow, appreciate it. Yeah, Porygon 2 is going to be nap timing it up. And what we're just going to do, Orb Ogre, okay. Cool. What we need to do in this situation is just lose the Groudon, I think. Yeah, do not care. Stick damage. Max, fine. Max Vine, it's fine. Know what I'm saying? And we're trying to go for P-Blades. Max 2 on Ogre. Max my Venu. Max 1. So Sleep. And Geyser. Awesome. So Porygon can wake up. But we'll see how this is going to work. Definitely can wake up still. One turn sleeps would suck, but it is what it is. Vine Lash going to stick on that Porygon. We're basically going to try and get the Porygon low enough to where I can just come in with Entity and just roll it over. Entity and Cali and just roll it over in the back, because we have great match for Zacian, I think, in the back. Hailstorm, go nuts. Almost going to do it. We are using a Sash Venu, so like we're pretty frail, but we are faster than they are. So that means next turn we can just Vine Lash into that slot, and they're going to take a second tick of, they're going to take Hail and Vine Lash damage, and we get our P-Blades off. So good for us. I might actually just want to get the... Alright, Porygon's still asleep. That's really good. If Porygon wakes up, we lose. I'm just throwing that out there right now. If Porygon wakes up, we lose. I don't have to respect your Kyogre. This is your last max turn. And you don't have a damage increasing item. So we're actually just going to double into the Porygon and try and get it off the board. Yep. They're probably going to... actually, they're probably going to go for like a Protect Max Guard Ogre. And yeah, we just double into that slot. I want to make sure it's dead. I'm actually thinking about... Quake might not kill it. Yeah, I actually just want to make sure that it goes away. And I want you to KO both my Mons at the end of like these turns. I want to free switch into my Cali. So we can just do this. We don't need to like keep this ground alive at all for anything. We actually just want to keep using P-Blades so we can pin that Zacian from switching in. It's really, really good. Max fine, P-Blades. No Protect Kyogre, that's fine. So Porygon's down. This is the Kyogre's last max turn. It's our second max turn. Geyser, cool. So Groudon's gone. We actually kept our Venusaur. Awesome. All right. So now we can actually re-sleep powder that what is it? That thing if we wanted the Venusaur. Our Venusaur and a Kyogre. I mean, we can sleep that slot. The question we're gonna be thinking about here that's pretty realistic is like your Zacian's coming out here. That means Entity's a really good bring out to set our terrain. Because it should be Zacian like right here. Sick. We already know that we're faster than the Kyogre, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna max plate the Zacian. Follow me, and then we'll get the Zacian low enough to where we can just go big damage with Calyrex in the back and just win the game. They could still have Incin. Yeah. They definitely could still have Incin in the back. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't bring Incin to this matchup. But, like, we'll see. We actually do more damage to Incin than you'd think. So, go for the Quake there. Go for a Follow Me. Now, let's see if this works. I wonder if they're going to be good enough to know to protect their Zacian in this situation. Good play. That's Protect Ogre. Bad play. Incorrect play. Protect Ogre. Yeah, that ain't it, Chief. Yeah, that's not it. Almost. Almost. So you're going to Behemoth Blade. I don't know if you KO my Entity. Yo, big bits. We do be taking those. Appreciate it. Appreciate bit. Yo, 9 HP, baby. We take those. It's almost like we're EV trained. This should KO the Zacian. After whatever damage. Oh, that's a thick boy. Okay. So Vine Lash Chip. We can kill the Zacian though with Astral now. That's fine. So we're going to pick him on to get KO'd. I'm probably going to pick my Venusaur to get KO'd. And that's fine. Yo, Snowy Bug, subscribe in tier 1. Do appreciate that. So we really do think the last Mon here is going to be that Incineroar, right? It's going to have to be Incin. If we protect Entity, I think, and we just bother the Venusaur, I think that's good. Zacian's too old to sub. I'm trying to think of like a situation in which like... I think I want to try and catch the Incin with a Sleep Powder. That's what I'm trying to do. We'll just spot her here. it doesn't really matter what we do with Venusaur. They're probably just gonna KO with Zacian. Bro, I will just take this though. Just kidding. All right, kill me, kill me. That's fine. This is absolutely fine. I do not care. Like, if anything, I should have went into the Zacian slot, I think. But it's all right. It doesn't matter because I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna be able to get this thing versus Sin, and then we're gonna get an Astral KO. The correct play for them is actually I think this is the last turn Biolash, so they're not gonna die. Awesome. That's so perfect. Which means you can't protect out of it, and you don't want to switch in on the Astral either. This is great. So Callie. Awesome, yeah, you can't protect out of it. You can, but like, you know, it'll still get me what I want. If you switch in this in Sin, you're going to take way too much damage. And if you give me a double KO into a +2, I'll be at +3. Ooh, yeah, you can't do that. And I just go for Follow Me Astral into a third Astral and you're in Sin. You can't switch in Sin here, bro. It doesn't work like that. Raichu. Oh, I just win then. Cool. That's game. Unless it's like a weird Scarf Raichu or something weird, you know? Protect Kyogre, that's fine. Kyogre's like Life Orb, so it doesn't even matter. It's actually better they leave that up there, because that way I get to double tap their Raichu slot. Without like the threat of Zacian or anything weird. Because like if it was Scarf, Raichu, Electro Web. Not Scarf, but anyway, Sash. So yeah, we just win. Cool. Alright. Same thing. Yep. Three. All right, 2, 3. Awesome, we're +3 now. Cool. Take those notes. These notes. Really surprised no one's in here. But I like he tunneled them into respecting the right options. So we win. Just absolutely massive Astrals right now. Don't make me struggle. I'll still get the KO. They're like, oh, I can't believe stupid Shadow Rider. Oh, it's so stupid. It's like, sometimes just win the game, yo. Protect. Hey, you want to get the game as much as you want. Do it again. And the more you take notes, the better you get at being able to do it and not having it like get in the middle of the game. Thank you for your content and showing us how to take notes. I really appreciate your work every day. Enjoy your vids. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Quick attack. I knew it. I knew it was quick attack. That's why I was like, I'm not even going to give you the, like, I knew it was quick attack. Like, we take those. I just had a feeling it was quick attack, but it still doesn't even matter. I thought about protecting my energy just to flex. But like I'm not gonna throw in case like something outrageous happened. We take those.